What's up? I am going to continue with what I posted the other day about taking authority and dominion. I could go in a lot of directions, but I'm going to stick with this because we're getting into a time again with, what looks like chaos and like you might feel like you're being overpowered. You don't have to. You don't have to feel that way. And there's different things leading up to this. Besides all of the chaos in Stark County, Ohio, it's time to put your foot down. Enough is enough. And with Halloween, I'll get into that in a minute. But in Psalm 113, there's other references, but this one always stands out to me the most. And that's because people, I think, don't take it seriously, but the Lord said it. So Psalms 115, let's go 14. May the Lord give you increase more and more, you and your children. So there's prosperity. Cancel that one out. We are to increase more and more. And then jump down to 16. The heavens are the Lord's heavens, but the earth has he given to the children of men. Therefore, the earth is ours. We have authority and dominion over our cities, over our states, over this country. We have it over our territory, over our homes. We have the authority. And not only will the Lord increase us in finances, but in knowledge and understanding, increase in developing your faith. And that's leading up to this. You have to have faith to take a stand. Sometimes you're going to look crazy. Been there, done that. You're going to get criticized. Comes with the territory. But you don't have to put up with a mess. You do not have to put up with, especially parents, you don't have to put up with that. You don't have to put up with children talking back to you. You don't have to put up with attitudes. If they tell you, you ask them to do something, they say no, you better fix it real quick. I know I'm not a parent, but it better get fixed. Better get fixed. But we're talking about cities because, like I said, just bomb threats, school threats, shootings, car chases, all within, golly, there was more last week than the week before, but we don't have to take this. And you put your foot down. And then our FedEx guy, this was about also a week or so ago, we were talking, and he's worried about Halloween. He lives, I guess near him, there's like a fortune teller or witch. I don't know what and all she practices, but definitely there's like fortune telling. And there's supposed to be some type of walk on Halloween. And I said, get the oil out, draw the bloodline. And a lot of people don't know what I'm talking about. And because he was kind of like, what? So the oil not only is for, breaking things or putting it on your doorpost, but it represents the blood of Jesus. So I said, get the oil out, put it around your house, dump it on the sidewalk, put it on the door frame of your home. And read Psalm 91, because you don't have to put up with it. You don't have to put up with terror. You don't have to put up with nonsense. That's your home. That's your dominion, and take authority over it. So whether it's like amateur hour, but there are spells and things that are legit in America, and you take authority over that. Don't get into fear about it, but you can cover yourself with that. And so that's what we need to do. Take our authority and our dominion. And he said in Luke, so if you want a New Testament reference, behold, look, pay attention. I have given you authority and dominion. And it's, trample on snakes and scorpions and overcome all the powers of the enemy. But you can physically do that, but it's also metaphorically where whatever is bothering you, take back what the devil stole. If it's fear, if it's anxiety, if it's somebody that's harassing you, whatever the case may be, take authority over it. Now, don't go punch people in the face, but you can pray that the Lord is going to change their heart. You can pray that the Lord moves them out of the apartment building, out of the workplace, wherever. You just don't have to put up with it. There are different solutions, but you got to keep your love walk, and you got to have faith in what you're saying. A couple years ago, there was a tornado in our area. It woke me up at midnight. Like, it was serious. So the siren, the city siren went off. My phone went off. And it was like midnight to a T. Okay. And I wake up and I'm like, oh shoot. So I go out and look out the window, and the wind is blowing. There is like rain. It looked like it was like a curtain of rain, and it was just blowing down the street. So I was like, oh shoot, this is pretty serious. So I live above a business, and I have zero access downstairs. I don't know. They don't really prepare you for this. If there's a tornado, they're like, go in the hallway and cover your head. Well, thanks a lot. What do I do when I'm in an apartment? So I get the Bible out. I read Psalm 91. I get the oil out. I put it on the doorpost, and I'm saying, this will not touch down. This will not touch this property. And I'm saying all this stuff, and then nothing's happening. So then I'm standing in the doorway in the spare bedroom with my hands on my hips, and I'm like, okay, I could go in the bathtub and put, I had a spare bed in the spare bedroom. Now I don't, but put the mattress over me. I could go in a closet. Like, I'm thinking of different scenarios. And then I start dragging it, and in mid-drag, I'm like, do I believe what I say? Do I believe what I say? Apparently not. So I dropped it and I went back into bed, and I said, I am not going to be double-minded. I believe that this thing's going to stop, and it's not going to touch me. And I went back to bed, and then 20 minutes later, all clear. So you're welcome, Stark County. The Lord and I saved your lives. But you have to take a stance, and you have to believe in what you're saying. And what is faith? Faith comes by hearing. Faith comes by speaking. So when you're hearing it constantly, when you're getting it on the inside of you, it's going to come out of you. And you can, like I said, it was last week or the week before, you can feel that switch when you really mean it. Because it's not like, oh, the Lord blesses me in the city, he blesses me in the field. No, he blesses me in the city. He blesses me in the field. I'm the lender and not the borrower. I'm above and not beneath. I'm the head and not the tail. When you mean it, you get aggressive about it. When you mean it, you get louder. So say whatever you're believing for, this plague will not come nigh thy dwelling. Whether it's a storm, whether it was the witch's walk, whatever, you don't have to take it. You don't have to take it. So I'll keep it short and sweet, but that's what I'm feeling, is taking back authority and dominion. There's elections coming up. You need to get the right judges. You need to get the right school board. You need to get the right governors, the mayors, whatever is being voted on, because that's taking back your city. That's getting the right people in office with the right morality, with the right principles, with the right policies, because it affects you. And if you don't vote, you don't get a say. And you better vote for the right thing, because then you're participating in that. But that's all I got. I'm going to go eat. I just got home a little bit ago. So I love you. Have a great week. And don't put up with garbage.